Hi, my name is Kelvin Chaga. I'm a cadet here at the United States Military Academy at West Point. I'm here to present to you a short documentary on Black women in the military, specifically Black women here at West Point, and how gender and race play into their experience here in West Point and eventually in the military. Can you introduce yourself?
Alexandra Davis, Company E4.
Has being a Black woman here affected your experience at West Point?
Yes.
In what ways?
I think a lot of times you have to take your surroundings into perspective. You can't necessarily do what comes naturally to you all the time. You have to phrase things differently. You have to be constantly aware of your surroundings and how you're being perceived by others, because their perception culturally, as far as gender, race, even socioeconomic background, is often very different from what you're perceiving yourself.
How has being a woman affected your experience in the military, or more specifically at West Point?
You have different uniforms, different hair standards. You kind of live on a different timeline. There are a lot of things that I feel like a lot of people, males in particular, don't take into account with a female schedule, and why would they?
How has being Black augmented that experience?
Being a Black female in a predominantly white organization that was originally constructed for the male, meaning the white male, is a unique experience. You learn to fight the battles you learn which battles to fight and which battles to leave alone. There's always going to be a fight about hair standards. There's always going to be a miscommunication with body language or intent until you have enough experience to perfect a more Eurocentric way of communicating opposed to an Afrocentric way. So,
have you experienced any specific examples of direct racism or sexism here at West Point?
The low-hanging fruit is after Simone was selected for first captain, everyone said that she got it because she was a Black female. You see Black females get company commander every once in a blue moon, and it's like, oh, she just got it because she's Black, or she just got it because they needed a girl. That's just the low-hanging fruit. We could even jump above and beyond into the classroom setting, whether it's international relations, American history, foreign history, like European, Chinese, Russian, you name it. If you're the minority female that brings the minority perspective to the table, you will be labeled as that inflammatory minority. There's no real appreciation for that perspective in the West Point academia, which is really frustrating.
Celine, how has being a woman impacted your experience here at West Point?
Being a woman here is just, I guess, exacerbated more before in high school, where it's pretty much a 50-50 ratio between guys and girls. I was able to sort of mingle with my girlfriends and then mingle with my guy friends, but here there are so many guys here that sort of my feminine traits really stand out. I'm reminded every day I'm a girl, whether it's just different, maybe different APFT standards, which is not necessarily bad, or mostly with doing physical events, just the expectations set for guys and girls. Over summer training, when you volunteer to be a squad leader or a platoon sergeant, a lot of, or even handling weapons, a lot of males are more proactive than females. I feel really hesitant to volunteer for something for fear of making a mistake and then being that female that doesn't know what she's doing.
How has being Black augmented your experience here at West Point?
I felt like I was put sort of in a box of she is the, black female, the token black female in the squad, or the token black person in the classroom. And I've had a lot more black friends coming here at West Point than ever in my life, just because sort of the experiences here, being black, we just all understand. Like, I don't know, when somebody says something ignorant in class and you're in the same class as another black person, you kind of just look to the other black person and give each other sort of the face, and you both understand, like, what exactly both communities is going through, and you're able to talk through with people and not feel like you're crazy, not feel like, maybe you're imagining these things, like, oh, maybe, like, there really isn't, like, that much racism, maybe I'm making it up, but just, like, being able to go to, your black friends, or even people you don't even know, and just being able to connect on that and understand that, like, hey, you're not crazy, that these things actually happen.
Do you have any specific examples of where you have been directly discriminated because of your race and gender, together or separate?
It's more so in subtle things. So just, again, like, volunteering for, like, leadership, or if someone, like, picks people to be in leadership, just, like, small leadership positions, not, like, permanent ones, like academic year or, like, summer leadership positions, but, like, if you're at Buckner and somebody needs, like, a squad leader or something like that, like, you're never going to be the first person picked. Yeah, it's really just mostly subtle, like, people, like, not understanding the struggle that black females go through with hair standards, especially over the summer and then during the winter. They think that they can just cut off braids, not understanding that it takes hours and hundreds of dollars and, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars of products just to be able to keep our hair on our scalp and, like, keep it healthy, and then also maintain it in a bun or something, or maintain, like, within these rigid standards.
A quote by Malcolm X kind of made me draw into more the black female experience here at West Point. When I saw his quote, it said, "The most unprotected American is the black woman, the black female." And the thing is, we have had movements of feminism to push gender equality, having women having the same rights. And then you have the civil rights movement, pushing for the rights of blacks as a whole to be equal to their white counterparts, to be able to be seen and not discriminated because of their skin tone, skin color, or ethnicity. So black women, though, are left kind of in the dust when it comes to feminism, because it's just a push for gender equality. It does not actually really take into account the race factor. So it's really kind of, even venture to say, white feminism, because if people don't acknowledge that race, especially the black race, can't be incorporated in feminism, you get a white feminism, if that makes any sense. And then also from the civil rights is a push for whites and blacks to be equal, to have the equal opportunity to pursue the same thing as white counterparts. But that kind of pushes only males, not so much stronger females, because now you have one movement with the gender, one movement with the race, and so much they're taken as a separate entity, when in reality they're mixed together for the black female. So they have this intersected type of identity that proves quite a different experience and quite a different struggle. And here is a documentary with some clips to show you some of the opinions and the experiences that some of the black females here at West Point experience, as it can be related to black women in the military.